Yes, respected Shrutas, Sadhakas, hearty welcome, hearty congratulations, hearty wishes, and hearty prayers. Let this sequence of Shravana of the Upanishads keep on happening. First, in our interest, second, in the interest of the world, that at least one jiva of this world is trying to go away from the worldly bondage towards the moksha and thus reducing the burden of the world. लोकसेवक धर्मस्थापक विरागी भक्त शिष्य मुमुक्षु जिज्ञासु श्रोत साधक परिश्रमी प्रेरित प्रशांत गंभीर and संस्कृत भाषा ज्ञाता व्याकरण सहित. These are the Vyaktitwas we have to try to intensify consciously in ourselves with our own self effort, taking the due help from all the sources of the Shastras, the Gurus, the Devatas, the Adipara Shakti Mata, the Ishvara, so too the Brahma Tattva. Luckily, in our classes, tuning to Brahma Tattva, therefore Brahma Krupa. In this particular portion, Ishvara is Savitha is prayed. Therefore, we are invoking the grace of him. The mother we remember every day. Devata Ganas also have come in this topic. And from the gurus of Shwethashwathara Rishi, etc., we are getting the guidances. And Shruti Mata, we are touching. So, in our classes, all the six things are taken care, but they have to be done more and more consciously and with more and more intense awareness. Friends, Shwethashwathara Upanishad Adhyanam is going on. A beautiful step by step development of the topic is happening. The Sambandha Bhashya exhaustively told us about the Brahma Tattva, the Brahma Vidya, its Avashyakata, with the help of hundreds of quotations from so many Upanishads and also the Puranas, even the Smriti Granthas like Yoga Vasishta and Bhagavad Gita, etc. Then, in the first chapter, the Brahma Tattva Jnana is given to us in the form of that mutual discussion followed by one's own inner inquiry by those great Brahmavadino Vadanti. Towards the end, after the Brahma Tattva is established, we are told to reach to that Brahma Tattva in our heart with the help of the Pranava. Atmanamaraning Krutva Pranamam Chottararanим Dhyana Nirmatanabhyasat Devam Pashet Nigudavat, and that Deva is there in our heart. Tileshu Tailam Dadiniva Sarpihi Apasrutoswaranishu Chaknihi. And as in those cases, with special techniques, the inner essence is brought out. In the same way, with the technique of Pranava Dhyana, Pranava Jnana, Pranava Upasana, the inner Atma Anubhava we have to get. That was said in the first chapter so beautifully. Second chapter has a very unique, special topic required for the mediocre students like you and I. Not the highest order who can directly contemplate deeply on the mantras of the Upanishads, reach out to the truth. Who are the mediocre students who have so many outer problems, obligations, inner weaknesses, insufficiencies? And what is required for him is the krupa. In fact, for everyone it is required, especially for these. For the highly, what do you call them, inspired people, without asking the krupa, the Ishvara gives. Because the fellow is very qualified. He need not come. God Himself goes and blesses. But we are all not of that highest order. So therefore, we have to reach to the Lord here in the form of Savitha. See that how systematic it is. We prayed to Savitha, asking him to help us in molding our upadhis of mana and indriyani towards the Paramatma Tattva exclusively. With these prayers, when the Savitha blessed us, we recognized that the blessings have come. Therefore, the problems are less, conveniences are more. Thus, we used that and then really tried our best to tune our faculties towards the truth. And we are able to do it successfully. And while doing it successfully itself, we are remembering the Savita for the Kripa. We are extending gratitudes to that Savita. We are also doing the praise. See, the ultimate goal is Parabrahma. We are pursuing that. For that, we are taking the help of the Upadhis to tune towards them. Then the Sarva Upadhis are from the Maya, Maya is from the Ishvara. So that Ishvara in the form of Savita, we are continuously in good touch, in good humor, in goodwill, in very good contact. Through the Upasana, through the Prarthana, through Krutagnata, through the Stuti. Try to imagine that sort of or state of our beautiful mind or the heart, fully soaked in it. So, in this way, the praise should be done of the Paramatma all the time. Put him in that good humor, and we also are in good touch with him because enemies are nowhere outside, inside only. The enemy number one, our own Indriyas, becoming Bahirmukha. The enemy number two is our own Mana, running with the Indriyas. The enemy number three is our own ego, justifying that type of life, even though that ego is continuously suffering all limitations, all bondages because of its slavery to the mind and the senses. हमारे ही मन में सारे समस्याएं होते हैं. Through these things, these samasyas are avoided. So, having positively said these things, now in any of the teachings of any of the parents or the gurus or the teachers, anyone, after telling the positive aspect, the opposite also they tell. What is that opposite? If you don't do this one, how you incur the loss or the problems. ये करो तो फायदा होता है, नहीं करो तो नुकसान होता है. दोनों कहना पड़ता है. So, in the today's mantra number 6, we will see that if Savita is not invoked, if the Devatas are not invoked exclusively for the utilization of the faculties, only and only for the Paramatma or Brahma Tattva, how we get trapped by our own mind, our own vasanas, our own habits, our own senses, and we unknowingly put an application to the Savita and Devatas to put us in the path of prayers, to put us in the path of avajahi, to put us in the path of bondage, to put us in the path of samsara. है ना? अब दो ऑप्शंस है, श्रेय प्रेय. Consciously, if I am not praying for, trying for Shreyas, by de facto or by default, all my efforts are only for the prayers. There are two things, Shreyas or prayers. For Shreyas, consciously, if I don't do, what I mean therefore, the other alternative kya hai? It is prayers only. So therefore, I'll be pulled into, sucked into that prayo marga unknowingly without my own notice. And the whole thing gets again set up only in the prayo marga totally missing the Shreyo Marga. So I myself have to seek the truth reality. I myself have to be in that path of Shreyas. I myself consciously have to take the help of the Savitha and all of them. Only for that, with full awareness. Wherever, whenever, for whatever reason, I don't do that. That is mentioned here in the form of if you don't praise to Savitha, pray to Savitha. Then what? Will that life come to end or stagnation? No, the life will continue. Continue as the way it was, going on for many lives. That your entire so called spiritualities also will be only for the samsara marga, the prayo marga. It's a very, very important sloka, very, very important topic. That's why if they are not studying the Tattva Shastras, if the Gurus are not strongly telling about the Paramatma Prapti alone, the Hetu for the Moksha, all those unfortunate so-called bhaktas, so-called adhyatmika sadhakas, they involve only in those so-called adhyatmika prakriyas, through which at the most they get better standard of living, but that also is samsara only, bandhana only. The whole world is full of those people. Every day going to those temples and various worship places. All of them are good. All of them are approaching Lord. All of them are doing upasanas. All of them are praying to the Lord. And all of them are getting from the Lord through His blessings. What? Only prayers, not the Shreyas. Only the world is samsara, not the moksha giving either jnanam or sadhana. You and I also are doing that only in our puja mandir, wherever we go. If I am not consciously asking for the sadhana for the moksha, the sadhana in which the sadhya is inner Paramatma Tattva, by default, I am asking the other things only. Isn't it? Remember in life, wherever we are, yesterday also we were discussing it, स्पेसिफिकेशन इज रिक्वायर्ड वी हैव टू स्पेसिफाई कुछ भी चाहिए दे दो आपकी मर्जी है ऐसे नहीं कहना चाहिए हमारे लिए क्या बेस्ट है उतना तो हमको वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड इट इज आवर ड्यूटी एंड आस्क फॉर दैट एंड आस्क ओनली फॉर दैट and that we have quoted yesterday extensively in this regard Nachiketa's example. He knows what is best for him. He asked for it and he asked only for it and he asked only for it exclusively and he asked only for it exclusively by rejecting everything that is freely offered by Yamaraja without any hesitation, without any inhibition, without any obligation. तो यमराज दे रहे नहीं लिए तो he may feel bad. No, it is my life after all, first of all, overall, on. I want only Brahmanubhuti. I will ask him, why should I take what he gives? I will take what I want. If he doesn't have that, he doesn't want to give me that, I will leave him. I'll go to the other place where this will be available. For the sake of somebody, for any other reason, how can I change my opinion from wanting the truth, Shreyas, to something else? See the firmness in Sri Nachiketas. That's what fetched him at that smallest, youngest age, the Brahmagnana from the great Yamaraja. Dekho, super, isn't it? So in this shloka, that's the hint given to us. And the kind Adi Shankara Bhagavan uses the same shloka to give the bhasha in such a manner with which we get a very conspicuous, clearest picture of sadhana and sadhya. We will see that. Beautiful mantra and bhashya. two interpretations of same mantra. Before that, prarthana sankalpas, and before that, our own common sense thought today. Our common sense thought today is same what we are discussing now. Few questions we have to ask to ourselves in the common sense thought. Ki how far I am from the experience of the truth. How far I am in my intense sadhana for the experience of the truth. How far I am in my deep convincing knowledge about the truth. How far I could manage my mind's calmness, quietness. How far I could manage my mind intellect's purity. How much I have managed my intellect's sukshmata, subtlety. How much I am able to remind myself of my own goal throughout the day. How much I am able to subdue my all indriyas. And most important is through the pratipaksha bhavanas and those drishtis, how much I could willingly, joyfully withdraw from all the outer world involvements, the gross involvements, because they are the first obstacles, they are the second obstacles, they are the third obstacles, they are the continuous obstacles, and they themselves are not obstacles from their side. We only, in our ignorance and delusion, by giving value to them, by getting attached to them, we make them our obstacles. For example, when I sit for my japa or dhyana, of what the thoughts are coming and taking me away, of things and beings, obviously. But which things and beings? Are they physically coming into my mind? No, they can't. Then what? They are coming, or which are coming? Those which I have valued, both positively, either with attachment, negatively with aversion or dvesha. Any opinion towards the world of value, as good or as bad, enters our mind to disturb us. So, how far I am able to understand this phenomena of getting disturbed in my mind, agitated in my mind, because of which I am not able to do my inner sadhana because of my undue value given to the outer world, outer life, outer experiences. है ना? बहिरंग या बाह्य जीवन को मैं कितना वैल्यू दे रहा हूं, जिस कारण से मेरा मन हमेशा बहिर्मुख होने के कारण मैं मेरे अंदर का परमात्मा का खोज शुरू ही नहीं कर पा रहा हूं. उसके लिए जो आवश्यक मन का एकाग्रता नहीं है, बुद्धि का शुद्धता नहीं है, बुद्धि का सूक्ष्मता नहीं है, और जल्द से जल्द भीतर जाके उस परमात्मा को पाना है, ऐसा चाहत भी नहीं है. Isn't it? There's no that strong subhecha that I have to very urgently have to have my inner anubhuti. Isn't it? At every of these places we have to inquire. Especially these three things. How much my mind is calm and quiet, how much my mind heart is purified, freed from raga, dvesha, kama, krodha, how much my intellect is subtle enough to remember and contemplate on the truth with the help of the Upanishadic mantras. And it is really, we have to feel shy about it, that how many mantras of Upanishads are remembered by us for our contemplation. अभी उपनिषद का मंत्र ही याद नहीं है, तब किस पे आप ध्यान करो? Isn't it? We have to remember the mantras, through them we have to contemplate. If we really say, no, I got at least the theme of that mantra, few mantras, the theme, at least that must be always remembered by us. मंत्र क्योंकि वो हमें याद दिलाता है उस मंत्र के अंदर जो छुपा हुआ है तत्व है और परमात्मा है. Although for some people they remember mantra mentally, mechanically, but they don't even contemplate on them. Then also there will be no benefit at all. So either remember the theme through the mantra or remember the theme without the mantra. Doesn't matter. The theme is to be remembered. The theme, the subject matter is to go beyond all the gross subtle causal. Upadhi is inner, Upadhi is outside. That theme should be always remembered. How far we are able to do. मतलब क्या हुआ ना, इतने जगह पे हमको हमारे अंदर साफ सफाई करनी है. You know that India is growing, world is growing. If you see from with a drone camera from 100 kilometers above, the whole country, everywhere, million things are required to be done. You know, people are so lazy, so careless, so indisciplined, so bhogi. पूरे दुनिया में, why we worry about दुनिया much, about India if we see. That few 1 or even 0.5% people are working, 99.9% people, 5% are destroying only. I was wondering to see the whole Ayodhya the other day. Temple okay, but the outside if you see कितना काम करना है and कौन करेगा? I was feeling to talk to those fellows and say, यार तुम्हारे city तुम ठीक नहीं रख रहे हो. There are no roads properly, itne gully and all of that. Thousands of years it is being, well, 500 years it has been spoiled by the Rakshasas anyway. But everything, the neatness aspect, cleanliness aspect, the sanitation aspect, the roads aspect, the traffic aspect, the bijli aspect, the drainage aspect, the shopping complexes, the transports, the parking places, everywhere it has to be done work. And they are all relentless, continuous jobs. ऐसा नहीं कह सकते आज हो गया. And the people are so careless. बेचारा उस झाड़ू कर ही रहा है, and this fellow eats something and throws that paper there. How blind and irresponsible, like even worse than animals, the human minds are in India. Educated people. That was one thing. Second, within the Ayodhya Mandir, how much work is pending. So much, मेरे को 10 years लगेगा. ये दोनों देखकर मुझे यही महसूस हुआ. आई एम टेकिंग दोस टू एग्जांपल्स फ्रेश एंड लेटेस्ट only to convey this point that in our own spiritual life or journey also, how many hundreds of the things we have to sort out. Hundreds of the things we have to set right. Physical body fitness, no. Sense organs control, never even started only. Still craving और भी चाहिए और भी चाहिए. The mind is lavishly given freedom that it will be getting attached to any nonsense of the things and beings and situations and experiences. The intellect is never valued and cared for its purity and subtlety. The Guru, who, as if it is his obligation, he has to come to us. We never go to him. The Lord, only we tell him our frustration sometimes. More than that, we don't even seek his help nor use the help given. The Shruti Mata, after the class, we don't even touch it. So, how many places, if you think about as a spiritual seeker, we have to set ourselves right? How many places? It's sometimes seeing it, it is so frightening. यार अब इतनी जगह पे मुझे करना है, ठीक मेरे से होता नहीं. But what to do? There only we have to be intelligent to take that work as a challenge and get inspired from within and start doing one by one thing. Same physical fitness, energy level maintenance, sense organs subdued, mind quietened, intellect sharpened, and used relentlessly to contemplate on the truth to the exclusion of everything else, and the onslaughts from the inner and outer things continue to derail us, distract us, disturb us from that path. We have to really negotiate all that. उसके लिए भी शक्ति चाहिए. अब मैं जप में बैठ रहा हूं, मुझे पता है because of my vasanas so many thoughts are going to come. Now, in spite of all that onslaught, my effort is to focusedly do this japa, that the mantra ucharana and the awareness of it, only these two will be there. I am trying now. It may take 10 years, 10,000 years, I don't know, but I'll do it. So, in that way, every time, every sadhana, exclusively understanding it, in advance only mentally preparing, these can be the obstacles, they may come. We have to be ready to face them and do. Things सारे तैयार हैं आपको एक 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 करना है. And the outer things also. Still we have cravings for the respects, for the value, for the people have to value me. I know I have to be recognized, I have to be invited. अरे ये आई को कब तक पकड़ के रखते हैं? स्टिल वी हैव इंसिस्टेंसेस ऑन द वर्ल्ड और द पीपल कि तो ऐसा करो वैसा करो. अरे जो जैसा करे करने दो. यू आर ए साधक, यू फोकस ऑन योर सेल्फ. You know, in fact, means what? Our spiritual life is like we are seated in a hotel, not even looked at the menu card to select what we want. है ना, पहले मेनू कार्ड देखना है, क्या चाहिए देखना है, उसको ऑर्डर करना है, इंतजार करना है, वो आएगा फिर आराम से वी हैव टू कंज्यूम. So we have not even opened the menu card of what preparations I have to make, what adjustments I have to make, what things I have to set right for this holier than the holiest pilgrimage towards my own inner self for the moksha. Or we have not even bought the medicine prescribed by the doctor. उसको खरीदो, घर ले जाओ, फिर as per the prescribed dosage, keep on taking it. Then starts the going away of the disease, coming of the health. उसी तरह भव रोग दूर होकर आत्मानुभव नामक स्वस्थता. If we have to have in our life, have we bought the medicines? Means, are we very clearly about exactly what are the sadhanas? And we have the dareness and courage and heroism to fully involve only in them throughout our day till the truth is reached. People will invite us, objects will tempt us, inner mind will tell us, let us go for this and that. कल तक तो तुम कर रहे थे, सडनली ऐसा क्या हुआ तुमको, कोई जरूरत नहीं है. Nobody gets anything out of this spirituality. All is useless. That little time you listen and study, that is enough. Don't ask for more. In this way, the mind, the intellect, which is the slave of the mind, they go on justifying. इन सबको हराना पड़ता है. ये एक अलग ही हिम्मत है. Our spiritual journey is just like Shri Hanumanji in the Sita Mata's Khoj. First of all, that huge ocean of samsara, of the worldliness, he'll have to cross. And what puts one in the worldliness is three gunas. The sattvika, the mainaka, the rajasika, the surasa, the tamasika, the simhika. He'll have to transcend. Then the terrible ego, the Lankini, will obstruct you. Then all the materialism tempts inside the Lanka. Then still existing the habitual durgunas of all the Rakshasas will go on pulling us. The Yatra of the Hanumanji is the best example to know the spiritual seekers difficulties and plights which will have to necessarily go through. No other way. There is no other way than this effort by Hanumanji to find Mother Sita. There is no other way for Rama to then gathering one, not given option, alternative. No other way. Isn't it? And he has to fight with so many Rakshasas, kill them. He'll have to talk to that Ravanasura, then his tail is burnt, then he'll have to burn Lanka, he'll have to come safely. तो उसमें हनुमान जी भक्ति, हनुमान जी शरणागति, हनुमान जी बुद्धि, हनुमान जी शक्ति, हनुमान जी इंद्रियादि नियंत्रण, समय स्फूर्ति, और in all that the commitment. राम काज कीने बिनु मोहि का विश्राम. तो among all those qualities, हमारे पास कौन से है? Whatever little time and energy we have, we misuse it in some or the other indulgence in bhoga and get so exhausted, especially in the intellect, that we don't even want to think about these things. Only when we start thinking, we understand them. Only then there is an initiative to practice them. And that practice has to be continuous till the goal is reached. तो इससे पता चलता है कि कितना जगह पे हमें अपने अंदर को रिपेयर करना है, सीधा करना है, जो टेढ़ा है सेट राइट करना है. So beyond that job, all the time, throughout the day, time will pass without doing something or without doing anything. ये भी याद रख लेना, समय भागता रहता है, भागता रहता है. I just observed it the other day. It was very interesting. Maximum 40 hours we were in Ayodhya, 38 or 40 hours. And that's all. In that 40 hours only, 4 times the darshana had been done. And we had to go for bhojana. And heavy crowd everywhere, everywhere. The Bharata Gufa Vaha also we have went. Saray river from where Lord Rama went to the Vaikunta, that place. In that we have done the boating also. And very cold the whole atmosphere. And first time we are going, so all confusion. And along with that, all the 6 classes done both the days. Even though it was for less time, but 6 classes done, 4 darshanas are done, 6 times bhojana is done, and lot of shoppings, whatever required, and these outings. I was wondering, Arya, in 40 hours, these many things could be done. That means how much time is wasted in our laziness, in our procrastination. Vishadi dirgha sutricha karta tamasa uchyate. It was really enjoying their being that. And here, just given a chance, how lazy, reluctant we are. सोटने में लेट, भोजन में लेट, साधना में लेट, जीते जीते we are late. I'm just telling how the sadhakas are made, how the sadhakas make use of their time and conveniences and quickly go through the process and reach the siddhi. That's a very good eye opener. And the travel so much from here to there to here. Interesting it was. I was observing. फटवा से लेकर से फ्लाइट तक all things traveled. And it was really very, very mind blowing only that one. Life ऐसा होना चाहिए, full of active dynamic. And then I correlated it with Lord Hanumanji or our Puja Gurudev. How active, dynamic they were throughout the day in doing something or the other related to their vision. They have transcended laziness. They have used the every moment so auspicious for the so much auspicious work. Why can't we? Are we at our own mind level? So same worries, anxieties, tensions, attachments. क्या कबाड़ा बना के रखा अपने आप को. So taking all this positively, we must know that they all have to be repaired. Too much of regrets, guilts may not help, but little we have to feel to get inspired to be on the job. So, in this way, in today's common sense thought, just to note how many things miles to go before we take a rest. So let us travel in that way, using every moment from now. Om, Om, Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahma Dibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsha Rushibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyah. ओम यैरिमे गुरुविपूर्वं वदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। ओम शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ भव एव भवानिति मे नितरां समजायत चेतसि कौतुकिता मम वारय मोहमहाजलधिं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम्। ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम्। एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधे साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्तब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। सङ्कल्पः तेषां कृपया उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन तस्मिन् क्षणे एव कैवल्यप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातन धर्मस्य वैदिक हिंदव संस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थान जागरण विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति एकता शांति पुरोभिवृद्ध्यर्थम् अस्मिन् सनातन धर्म संस्थापने कंकणबद्ध अस्माकं सर्वेषां निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिवकृष्णादि समस्त मंदिराणाम् आश्रमाणां पुण्यदिव्य क्षेत्राणां विश्वविद्यालय भूभागादीनां पुनर्वाप्ति देश निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययन अध्यापन उपासना यज्ञयाग साधना सेवा तपस्या प्रार्थनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रूणां शाश्वतरूपेण समूल निर्मूलनार्थं भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक हैन्दव संस्कृतेः सुसंप्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थं विश्वे मोक्षधर्मपुरुषार्थ प्रतिष्ठा द्वारा विश्वसंरक्षणाभिवृद्ध्यर्थमस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सर्वेषां संकल्पित सत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयार्थं तेषां हृदये परब्रह्म भगवद्देवता गुरुशास्त्र सत्संग साधना सेवा माता पितृदेश धर्म सनातन धर्म भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थमनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री कृष्णे यजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। 5 times. ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Bhadram Karneभिः Shrunuyama Devaः Bhadram Pashyemakshaviryajatraः Sthirairangaye Stuštuvagam Sastanoभिः Vyasema Devahitam Yadayuः Swasti na Indro Vruddhashravah Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedaः Swasti nastarksho Arishtanemiः Swasti no Bruhaspatir Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Bhadram Karneभिः Shrunuyama Devaः Bhadram Pashyemakshaviryajatraः Sthirairangaye Stuštuvagum Sastanoभिः Vyasema Devahitam Yadayuः Swasti na Indro Vruddhashravah Swasti nः Pusha Vishwavedaः Swasti nastarksho Arishtanemiः Swasti no Bruhaspatir Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Bhadram Karneभिः Shrunuyama Devaः Bhadram Pashyemakshaviryajatraः Sthirairangaye Stuštuvagum Sastanoभिः Vyasema Devahitam Yadayuः Swasti na Indro Vruddhashravah Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedaः Swasti nastarksho Arishtanemiः Swasti no Bruhaspatir Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Nityanandam Niradharam Nikhiladharam Aveyam Nigamadhyagatam Nityam Neelakantam Namamyaham. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us chant mantra 7 and 8. Om Trirunnatam Sthapya Samam Shariram Hrudindriyani Manasa Sanniveshya Brahmodupena Pratareta Vidvane Srotamsi Sarvani Bhayavahani Pranan Prapidyeha Sanyukta Cheshtaha Kshine Prane Nasikayochvasita Tushtasvayuktamiva Vahamenam Vidvan Manodharayeta Pramattah. So the friends, we have exhaustively seen the Bhashya of the Panchamo Mantra, where all presiding deities of all worlds and departments are requested to listen. What? That this praise of mine to the Savitha with gratitude, having followed the conveniences given by him, blessed by him because of my prayers. I prayed, he blessed, it made it convenient, and I have done the sadhana and I am praising him. This whole thing, all the Amrita Putras, please see to it that it is spread over everywhere. So that all of them know, understand, accept the possibility and need of this inner spiritual journey for their own redemption. So इसमें कृतज्ञता प्रेज के साथ साथ see the other beautiful aspect that let this whole story by making the subject matter and the kripa as the hero, not me the individual. Let the story be spread everywhere for the inspiration. As we were discussing yesterday, we are very arrogant because we are innocent. We are very innocent because we are ignorant. We are very ignorant because we are not informed about the possibility and necessity of the spiritual life. Isn't it? It is a job of every one of us to inform each other, inspire each other, get that knowledge to each other, so that the presence and possibility and necessity of the spiritual life is so clearly felt, understood, accepted, and pursued. This is the only way for the individual and total mukti of this world. Isn't it? See the praise of that Rishi. See that praise of the Rishi, he understood the need of that so clearly. So, the mantra was Yujevam Brahma Purvyam Namo Vihi Vishlokayetu Pathyeva Surehe Shunvantu Vishve Amrutasya Putraha Aye Dhamani Divyani Tastu. It's in a mystical Vedic language, Vedic way put, but every of the thought is so precious, so powerful. So here the Indriyas and the Mana is told that I am using you for the realization of the Brahman, for which it is necessary for me to dissolve you both in that. So permit me. This whole aspect, Surehe Patieva Vishlokayet, be very well spread like the noble activities of the noble people. And for this, all the departmental heads everywhere may please listen to this and cooperate in the happening of this one. Isn't it? Like when you want to send a display material, let us say to 100 schools of a city, you want to send a display material of, let us say, some calendar or some book for the library. So you send it through the some of the assistants. But before that, don't you call all the departmental heads or send an email saying that, see, we have come out with this beautiful thing, useful for the students of your school, college. Therefore, for the sake of sample or display, we are sending this article to you. Please put it in your library. Please put it in the place where the displays are done. Isn't it? Like you have that coffee table editions कहते हैं, of the books, which you find them in all the hotels and everywhere. There are some books. If you go in the flight, they'll have something, the catalogs, etc. So here he is telling all the departmental heads. Shunvantu Vishve Amrutasya Putraha Ayedhamani Bhuvanani Tastuhu. Please let this whole program be telecast everywhere. Please give the permissions. Let this whole program be informed everywhere so that everybody is benefited. Please allow it to happen. Means what? Ayedhamani Bhuvanani Tastu means what? The Brahma Deva's Santana or Parabrahma's Santana, right from Brahma Deva, being a ruler of Brahmaloka, Indra, Indraloka, Yaksha, Kubera, all of them plus see that this process of self-realization is spread everywhere because in whichever the loka, whoever are there, they're all the jivas bound by upadhis. To all the upadhi bound jivas, the only mukti marga is Paramatma Anubhuti. Otherwise, ऊपर नीचे नीचे ऊपर लहर चले जीवन की, the jiva sit there, good or bad activities, they go up and down. Those who are in down world, by doing good activities, they raise up, and those who are in the higher worlds, by doing something bad, they come down. This is only the avajahi will be there of the jivas from one loka to other, one body to the other, one sukha dukkha to other, without spiritual sadhana or jnanam. Therefore, the redemption giving this thing be spread everywhere. So that whoever are fit, whoever are ready, whoever are willing, at least they may use this one, find their liberation. That is the tone of this mantra. शृण्वन्तु विश्वे अमृतस्य पुत्राः आ ये धामानि भुवनानि तस्तुः युजे वां ब्रह्म पूर्व्यं नमो विहि then vishlokayetu patyeva surehe. So beautiful, isn't it? So in that, we should not be narrow everywhere in life, especially in spirituality, that I alone have to realize. We should have the broad mindedness that every jiva should be freed from the miseries, bondages. And that happens only through spirituality. Therefore, spirituality should be spread everywhere. Now you understand why the Lord makes us do the Sankalpas, all the 6 classes every day. It has its own influence in its own way. That's our contribution. And the second contribution is these classes live, and they are available. Somebody will access sometime, even one jiva, one sadhaka, listens to these Upanishads and finds his way for moksha, our work is fulfilled. Even if nobody is there, you and I are there. We are doing our own Shravana Swadhyaya Ityadi to inform ourselves, inspire ourselves, take initiatives. What a beautiful mantras, Upanishads. With all our Tamoguna and Rajoguna, still these things are so beautiful. When these two are removed and pure Sattva is developed, how enchanting, how self-respecting, how self-pride giving will be these pursuits of Shravana, Swadhyaya, Manana, Chintana, reveling always in the truth itself. जैसे भोगी अपने भोगों में छाव के साथ रमण करता है, योगी भी अपने योग में प्रेम के साथ, उत्साह के साथ, उमंग के साथ, आनंद के साथ रमण करना सीखना चाहिए. Nothing happens in the world by accident, by default, by itself, good or bad. We have to make it happen. It is our job. So very, very good shloka. This one and all the earlier also. Having told the most auspicious thing in a positive tone, now the opposite of all it also has to be told. If this is not done, what type of loss we incur? Enough? In life, you remember always. We are dynamic living beings. We are not stones. That it is kept there, it is there, you push it, it moves. No. Being dynamic, if you are not walking in the positive spiritual path, necessarily will be walking the non-positive, non-spiritual path. Because we have to walk, means we have to be alive, means we have to use our mind, intellect, senses in the function for their functioning. So if they are not used for adhyatmikata, what is the other alternative left by default is the worldliness. So if you don't come to the class, you will be somewhere lost. If you don't study the Upanishads, something else we are doing. If we are not contemplating on the truth, necessarily we are involved in the untruth. Because there are only two things, the true Parabrahma Tattva, the untrue Jagat, the unreal Jagat, the Mithya Jagat. So therefore, if you are not consciously walking this path of Shreyas, as we saw in the introduction today, we are ourselves putting ourselves in the path of prayers. Whether it is in the outer gross activities or inner mind's thoughts. Means, if my mind is not attending to the Parabrahma now, it is only attending to the Rupa Namatmaka Mithya Jagat. The Adhyatmika seeker of the highest level becomes sensitive at that highest level. So sensitive. And to him is the meaning of this mantra. Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam raj. He understands the meaning of that. Ananyas chintayanto mam yejanaha paribhas. He will understand that's the meaning. Tat chintanam, tat katanam, annonyam, tat prabodhanam. That person understands the meaning of that. Sarvada sthapanam buddhehe shuddhe brahmani sarvatha. He understands the meaning of this shloka. And Satu Dirghakala Nairantarya Satkara Asevita Drudha Bhumi. What is said by the Gurus in all these mantras, such person understands. The one who understands that, if I am not attending to the truth, I am attending to the untruth only. Everywhere, if I am not taking good food, I am taking bad food. If I am not in good company, I am in the bad company. लोग दो ही है ना, गुड और बैड. अच्छे बंदों के साथ नहीं हो तो आप बुरे बंदों के साथ नहीं. स्वामी मैं बुरों के साथ हूं, मुझसे बुरा ना कोई. Right? Now in this, therefore, mantra number 6, Shruti Mata says, Beta, ऐसा consciously, if you are not attending to Brahma Tattva, by default, without your knowledge, you will be only involving in so-called spiritual activities only, but they all are of the Preyomargi. They all take you to the samsara only. Like you don't balance your scooter or two-wheeler on the road, by default we get imbalanced and we fall. So we continuously balance till we reach destination. So we have to continuously balance ourselves to be on the path of truth till we realize. Given a chance, taken a chance, we get derailed. इसलिए नित सदा निरंतर हरि गुण गाओ, नित्य निरंतर, हमेशा. Like children of that particular age, 1 year, 1.5, उसको आप 24 आवर्स याद नहीं रखोगे ना, वो कहाँ सीढ़ी से नीचे जाएगा, कहाँ लिफ्ट में चला जाएगा, कहाँ फ्रॉम द पोर्टिक और द वॉल इधर उधर झुकेगा, किस खिड़की के पास जाएगा, किस बाथरूम में जाएगा, किस प्लग में उंगली लगाएगा, कहाँ, यू डोंट नो. That fellow, he doesn't know what he does and what kachra he will eat, you don't know. Which knife, if it is there on the ground, he will take and harm himself. That child, 6 महीने का होता है, is in cradle, he won't move. But after 10 months, 11 months, when he starts slowly walking, between that time and 1 year, 1.5, 2 years तक, थोड़ा होश आने तक. Because in the meantime, he gets the experiences, ना? वो करने से वो होगा, ये करने से ये होगा. So he starts becoming conscious of keeping away. But till that time, how much? 1 second. इधर उधर देखा, वो कोई 1 रुपए का 2 रुपए का कॉइन है तो खा लेगा वो. कोई पेन का कैप है, he will eat that. न्यूज़पेपर है, he will eat that. प्लास्टिक है, वो खा लेगा वो. Some dirt is there, he will go into that. In the same way is our mind. Little bit you leave it chance, gone into the dirt and filth of worldliness. देखो, ये सब समझना पड़ता है, ये सब के बारे में क्लियर होना पड़ता है. That's called true spiritual understanding and growth. Isn't it? Not that just 1 hour we are doing, so other time, however it is, it's okay for us. They are all not a seriousness. That's why the Lord, the divinity, the Guru, the Shastra, they also don't take us seriously because we are not taking sadhana seriously. Why my Rama, my Krishna, my Guru is not taking me seriously? Because I am not taking them and the path seriously. And why you don't? Why your wife doesn't take you seriously? Because you also don't care her. Why your children don't take you seriously? Because you never took them into confidence, made them sit, explained about the whole life, about him, about yourself, about mutual relation. अब किया ही नहीं तो why will he take you seriously? है कि नहीं? This is how it is. Now let us see that some संबंध भाष्य कि युञ्जानः प्रथमं मनः इत्यादिना from the first mantra onwards up to the fifth mantra, Savitradi Prarthana Pratipadita. So Savitra and also the Adhisthana Devatas, to them the Prarthana is Pratipadita, is established. Means the need of the Prarthana, the way of the Prarthana, the purpose for which the Prarthana has to be done, that is Pratipadita, it is established. In brackets, did you read it that way? In brackets, did you understand it that way? In brackets, did you accept it that way? In brackets, did you get convinced about it that way? In brackets, have you started it or not? From 1 week, this subject is being studied. Did you start doing prarthana to that Savitha? Means any devatas who are seen. Please bless my faculties to be tuned only to the Paramatma Tattva. That's the meaning of Shankara saying here, he from the first mantra up to the fifth one, Savitra Upasana Pratipadita, Savitradi Prarthana Pratipadita. So the positive way, the need of it is established. Okay. Now, somebody, for whatever the reason of ego kahiye, inability to understand kahiye, negligence or carelessness, for whatever the reasons, yahatu punaha, that person, prarthanam akrutva, he has not done the prarthana to the Savitha and also to the Adhisthana Devatas. He has not done prarthana. Punaha prarthana akrutva taihi ananugnyataha. Therefore, not being blessed by them, not being permitted by them for such person. Taihi ananugnyataha. Son, yoge pravartate. Taihi ananugnyataha son, not getting permitted by them. Yoge pravartate. He himself is trying to do this yoga sadhana of listening to the class, studying the Shastra at home, trying to contemplate. They are all noble, but not invoked the Kripa grace of Savitha and Devatas through Prarthana. To such person, what will happen? He will sleep. In what way he will sleep? Yoge pravartate. Saha, that person, bhoga hetau karmani eva pravartate. He will do those karmas, even though they are so-called spiritual, but all of them are bhoga hetu only. In that only he will be involved in. Because by default, consciously you are not seeking the reality. Then unconsciously, out of habit, you will seek the unreal only. And we exhaustively explained yesterday that Devatas also bless us for the materialism. Then you ask them, ऐसा कैसा किया आपने? और ऐसा कैसा किया क्या? You have not specifically asked to know. So by default, it is like that only. हमेशा तो वही मांग रहे थे, इसलिए हमने सोचा वही देना है. तो तुमने स्पेशली तो हमको ऑर्डर नहीं दिया ना. Like when you go to the hotels, restaurants also, they make the items what you order as the way they do it. It is we have to be intelligent. Depending on our requirement, उसको कहना भाई दे सब्जी क्या कहते हैं ना मिर्च मसाले तीखा कम करो. If you are a पक्का नॉर्थ इंडियन या ऐसे लोग मीठे मीठे खाने वाले गुज्जू गज्जू लोग, you have to ask for that. Or if you want more spicy because you are chameleon or Tamilian or आंध्रा वाला है कोई भी है, you have to tell him भाई थोड़ा जम के लगाओ तड़का. Then he will make accordingly. If you don't ask, he will do it as it is done. In the flight also, you book karo, whatever seat available, he will give. You have to ask, but I want the aisle seat, or I want the middle, I want the window. Then you have to pay extra. They say, you pay karo, you get it. And ask for the emergency seat. Some people are long-legged, they ask for emergency seat. वहाँ जगह ज़्यादा होता है. Emergency exit वाला. Specify करना है. With the devatas also, if you don't specify, because devatas are very excited when we pray to them for the worldly things. Like your children, grandchildren are so excited, happy when you give the whole day to them without doing any sadhana, without coming to the class, lovingly talking to them, giving them the gifts together, going here and there, playing all the nonsense. They are so happy with you. They feel दादाजी इतने महान है, बढ़िया है कि अपना पूरा आध्यात्मिक जीवन को हमारे लिए उन्होंने न्योछावर कर दिया. In the same way, the devatas feel excited because there is some entertainment, isn't it? So we have to specifically ask. Are you understanding the graveness of this topic? कि प्रार्थनाम अकृत्वा योगे यह प्रवर्तते सह भोगहेतो कर्मणि एव प्रवर्तते. Without doing the conscious prayers to the Paramatma and Devata Savita only for the Paramatma Prapti, then slowly, even though he is doing the yoga sadhanas, because the Paramatma Prapti is not continuously, consciously maintained, some mohamaya happens because of the inner and outer reason that our upasanas become the hetu for the bhoga. Then we become samsara. I was very conscious, जे देख रहा था मैं राम जी के सामने खड़े हैं. Only 10-20 seconds they give. Not even that, 2-3 seconds इतना भीड़ होता. One time I got more than पीछे कोई थे नहीं होता. Other line I went to. They were smiling. I said पीछे वाला आने तक मुझे धक्का मत देना. पीछे वाला आया ही नहीं हो. 1 मिनट तक. Then पीछे वाला आया. बाबा जी पीछे वाला है चलो मैं उसके पीछे गया मैं. He was smiling. So that half minute we are in front of the Lord. Even now he is in front of our eyes. What prayer we do to the Lord? Only one Paramatma Anubhuti, that's it. For that, whatever sadhana is required. And you are say what to you in the form. This Shastra, through Shastra, Tattva Prachara. वही exclusively करना है. Here he says. So now this topic so crucial. How many Shastras we have studied in this specific manner? Have you heard anywhere? That's why each Upanishad is commonly talks about Brahma Vidya and otherwise gives one or the other specific thing. This Upanishad talks this type of things, many. So if you don't contact the Ishvara, contact the Savitha and Devatas consciously, taking their permission that all our faculties have to be only for the truth. Then somehow something happens. What happens, how it happens, we don't know. But the result is what? All our karmas, even the Adhyatmika, yoga karmas, they'll be for the bhoga hetu. इसका अर्थ क्या हुआ? कॉन्शियसली हमें मांगना पड़ता है कि वी हैव टू बी ओनली ऑन द path towards the truth or reality. Because if you don't mango, why will they give? And without their giving, how can you put your faculties on the truth? And the faculties are innocent. Whatever the habit you have given for them from so many lives, that's where they go. That's where they go. Now, that's why I was observing people and myself. Everyone talking only worldly things throughout, because that's the habit to them. To such an extent that they have forgotten that they are in that queue for having Rama's darshan. So only Ramanama should be there. Rama Smarana should be there. Rama Chintana should be there. Those who made this as habit, they will always be in the Rama Smriti. While having the darshana, there will be tears in their eyes. There will be gratitude. There is total surrender once for all to Rama and total sigh of relief. अब हो गया, मैंने उनके हवाले कर दी. He will take care. But others don't even become aware that they have gone to the temple and had darshan, because their faculties are habituated to the world in worldliness. So wherever we go, there we are. Yad rakh lena. With our mind, with our extrovertedness, with our various sankalpas. Even if we come to spirituality, consciously we have to maintain our lakshya, that Paramatma alone. That for that my faculties should be towards that. And the Adhisthana Devatas have to be specially requested. Again, I am reading for you. Yunjanaha pratamam mana ityadina savitradi prarthana pratipadita. यह तो पुनः प्रार्थनाम् अकृत्वा तैः अननुज्ञातः सन् योगे प्रवर्तते सः भोगहेतौ कर्मणि एव प्रवर्तते इति आह. योग के लिए नहीं मांगोगे तो भोग ही होगा, दूसरा ऑप्शन. लेट अस चैंट द मंत्र. अग्निर्यत्राभिमथ्यते वायुर्यत्राधिरुध्यते सोमो यत्रातिरिच्यते तत्र संजायते मनः. अग्निर्यत्राभिमथ्यते वायुर्यत्राधिरुध्यते सोमो यत्रातिरिच्यते तत्र संजायते मनः. So these are all mantras. So much they are important, and it can be explained with hundreds of examples. Now I need 10 days to talk on this shloka, to give plenty of funny examples which we go through. We ourselves are the examples. What's the main topic? If we are consciously not willing for Paramatma Tattva and not asking the Devatas to bless us for that, and not encashing the blessings to offer to apply ourselves only for the truth, we will be distracted for the Bhoga Hetu. That is a thought. Isn't it? One of the interesting example I will tell you. There are so many so-called wonderful devotees, even the disciples of the Guru. And whenever a program is done in that organization, let us say पूजा कुछ कर रहे हैं या हवन कुछ कर रहे हैं या मे बी सत्संग by that Guru on the Upanishad. This fellow is so active, so dynamic. 2 hours first पहले he will come for that puja or havan or yajna, whatever are required. He will make every arrangement. He will help everything. Or our satsang की बातें मानो, so he will make the dais ready for the speaker. He will see that the mic and everything is kept readily. He sees that the Guru Maharaj के लिए पानी वगैरह चाहिए रख दिया है. He will see that all the seating arrangements are done, sound is good. सारा करेगा वो. इतना wonderful, active, dynamic. And the most funniest thing, which I have seen so many times, is that when that Mahatma ji starts giving the satsanga, this fellow is gone. Only when the satsang concludes, again to wind up, he will come. और when the यज्ञ हवन पूजा और सत्यानारायण व्रत हो रहा है, that time he is gone, पता नहीं कहाँ गया वो. When that whole thing is over, again for the distribution of prasad, he will be there. He is in the puja only. He is there, but he is not in the main thing there. Don't you see the people so many around you? मैं तो इतने बार देखता हूँ, उनको हंसी भी आती है. एंड आस्क देम, भैया इतना सारा कर दिया आपने, सत्संग के टाइम कहा थे. ही विल गो समवेयर एल्स टू डू द सेम ऑर्गेनाइजिंग, बट नॉट फॉर द सत्संग. ही विल नॉट सिट बिकॉज ही इज नॉट ब्लेस्ड बाय द देवतास. दैट हिज फैकल्टीज आर फॉर द सत्संग. व्हाई ही नेवर प्रेड कॉन्शियस. इसलिए मुझे सत्संग में जाना है इज नॉट इम्पोर्टेंट. मुझे सत्संग सुनना है, समझना है, वो पूछना है. नहीं तो सत्संग तो जाओगे, बट वहां से वापस भी जाओगे, नहीं तो सो जाओगे या और कुछ सोचते रहो. That's why three types of people are there. One is sota, another is rota, and third is shrota. You have to be the shrota, not sota rota. See the crucial thing. है ना. इसका अर्थ यही हो रहा है कि हमारा संकल्प और प्रार्थना कितना बलवान है और किसके लिए है, वही हमको मिलता है. संकल्प एंड प्रार्थना, हाउ स्ट्रांग दे आर एंड फॉर व्हाट दे आर, दैट अलोन वी गेट इट. ऑल इज इन आवर ओन संकल्प एंड प्रार्थना. दैट्स व्हाई द उपनिषद माता हरसेल्फ इस हाथ उठा कर खड़े कर रही है, मेरे से नहीं होगा भाई. हम दे देंगे सारा सिद्धांत ज्ञान, बट आप उसको लोगे या नहीं लोगे, प्रैक्टिस करोगे ना करोगे, रीच होगे ना होगे, योर संकल्प, योर प्रार्थना बदल. सो दैट्स द मीनिंग ऑफ अग्नि यत्र अभिमथ्यते. You will go to that place where the agni churning is going on. Vayu yatra dhirudhyate, or live in the team of people who is protecting the vayu. Then somo yatra trichyate, you will go to that place where all the soma rasa is prepared as a naivedyam. Tatra sanjayate mana. He will be in those things only. He is not then exactly in the doing of yajna. So these are all preparations. With that, you have to be there, swaha karte rehna. Either you can interpret it like this, or he will go to that yajna kriyas where these things are done to propitiate those respective devatas, to get the artha kama from them and get bound. That's the meaning of it. अब से हमको ये सवाल खत्म होना है, but still I am not spiritual, still I am not meditating, because you never willed it strongly, संकल्प नहीं किया, इच्छा व्यक्त नहीं की, nor you have done the sincere प्रार्थना. Even now, after listening to the Upanishad so many years, our prarthanas are for the outer world only. ये ठीक हो जाए, वो ठीक हो जाए, उसको ये मिले, इसको ये मिले. These are all nonsense. First ask for only one thing. I have to realize Paramatma Tattva. For that all my faculty should be antarmukha. And we become sentimental, emotional. So, Amiji, is it not my kartavya, to pray for everybody and to, but whose kartavya is the self-jnana then? मोक्ष किसका कर्तव्य है बताओ फिर, और किसी का है? These are all sentimental nonsenses. When you have ego also with that, then you will give answer to every advice given by the Guru. Mutod jawab. And we continue to be worldly. How many people we have not seen? How many times? So this shloka with Bhashya, two types of Bhashya, we will study them thoroughly. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamada Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Om Shri Gurubhyo Parabrahmane Parabrahmane Shruti MAATRE That's a Brahmarpanamastu. Seek only Paramatma always.